Welcome to the Stephen Hasner Show. Today I'm going to be walking you through how a personal injury case works. For the purpose of this podcast, I'll be focusing on a particular auto accident example, but this really applies to any personal injury case. If you're in an accident, the first thing you should definitely do is make sure you contact the police. The police officer then will make a decision who was at fault and likely give a ticket to the party that's at fault. Obviously, at that point too, the police officer is going to ask you, do you want to be transported to a hospital? If it's an emergency and you believe you need to, you should. We have some clients who say no to that. It's better to go to the doctor as soon as possible because then there's no gap in care and it demonstrates that this accident clearly caused your need for medical treatment. I always recommend people to contact their insurance companies, even if you weren't at fault, so they're aware that you had an accident. But you may have uninsured motorist coverage or underinsured motorist coverage, and there's a responsibility you have in that contract to contact your insurance carrier after an accident. The next thing, if you're not sure what your rights are, you need help, obviously contact our office or contact a personal injury lawyer to help guide you through the process. We can help you find a doctor that's covered under your policy. If you don't have insurance, there are doctors that will help you on a lien. When we're helping you through a case, we're really analyzing two major things, which is liability and damages. Is it clear that the other driver caused the accident? Of course, if the other driver's cited, it's pretty clear. It's not so difficult. You get hit from behind in an accident. Who's at fault? The person from behind. But sometimes it's unclear. So we're there to help investigate the case. We can get video, talk to the police officer to make sure shore up liability on the case. And in damages, we just talked about medical treatment. It's important for you to be consistent, going to the doctor if there's follow-up visits, if there's therapy, because that treatment is going to be adding up to gross medical bills that will be a part of a demand in your case. So we help you through that process to make sure you're getting the treatment you need. And then there could be lost wages in a case. So that's another part of damages. Let's say you're so injured that you can't work and the doctor's excused you from work. There's forms that we use that you can send to your employer to help them sign to document that you have lost wages in a case, and that could be a part of the case. There's that question all the time of, should I hire a lawyer? I mean, you could do it on your own, but it's very difficult to recover what you really deserve. An adjuster's going to know that you're not knowledgeable in all the types of damages, all the buttons to push to get full value in the case. But of course, you could go to the doctor, you can get your bills. Part of what we do is assess pain and suffering in a case, which is an addition as a part of those damages in medical bills and lost wages. So it's really hard to do on your own. We recommend you hire a lawyer. Yes, there's a percentage of the fee that you got to pay or the recovery, but we're generally recovering much, much more than that would substantiate you needing help. The beauty of having a lawyer too is you're not having to worry about all the details. Sometimes you're not missing work. You're still moving on with your daily life. You have your responsibilities with your family and your kids, and you just let us handle the legal side of the work, which would include paperwork, signing documents, getting the information, the medical records and bills that you need to support the demand. There's a lot of variables and it's really difficult to do all the details on your own. Well, we talked about what to do after an auto accident. Let's say you have a slip and fall. It's always important if you're at some establishment where it's a premises liability case, you want to give notice to the owner, to the manager, to be specific as to what the facts are. So you need to get medical treatment if you're injured. You want to get help. You need the care you need. So you decide whether to go to hospital or urgent care. You can use, again, your insurance, or we can help you find a doctor on a lien. It is a difficult decision to decide which lawyer to go with. I always think it's great if you have a personal referral. If someone you know in your family or friend has an experience with a lawyer, that they had a good experience, that's obviously a great sign. I think reviews are very helpful. Some firms have reviews that may not be from clients, but you can tell when you read reviews, are they really from clients? Again, you're looking for examples of how that attorney did on cases. So to me, if you know someone who was represented and had a good experience, and also reviews, I think those are the best two ways. We get paid based on it's a contingency fee, so it's a percentage of recovery, but that assumes we recover something for you. So if we work a case and there is some reason that you don't recover, you don't owe anything on the case. And in our contract, it specifically even says if we have expenses on a case, that we don't recover anything for you. You don't have to pay us back for the expenses we spent on the case to help you. You're only paying if we help you recover something. There's different ways to evaluate cases, but for personal injury, we're really looking to the gross medical bills involved in the case. So for every medical provider you go to, physical therapist, diagnostic study, surgery, whatever's involved, we're getting all those records and bills. So you've got gross medical bills, you've got potentially lost wages. If we can prove that your accident caused your inability to work or disability from work, we can use lost wages in the case, and then pain and suffering. So those are the three main elements involved in what you can recover in a case. So our firm is really big on customer service and communication with the client. This is your case, not ours. You need to be informed of what the plan is. Every case in our office has what's called a plan of action. You're informed of that plan, and then when that plan adjusts, you're informed of that adjustment. The attorney and paras are meeting constantly to talk about your case. You're going to hear from a para or an attorney at least every 30 days. But if you have a question, you're calling us. We're responsive to you because, again, it's your case. A lot of people ask, how long is the process going to take? And a lot of it's based on the significance of the injury involved, because we have 2 years to file a lawsuit in a personal injury case. So there's no rush. So we want to make sure you get the medical care that you need. So as long as you're treating and need the care and the doctors are recommending it and making referrals, we want to make sure you've received the treatment you need. Soft tissue case, auto accident, soft tissue, you recover quickly, you get 3 months of care. I mean, that case should be settling in 4 to 6 months. One that takes longer, if you need a surgery and need to recover from that surgery and have the follow-up diagnostic studies to make sure that surgery was successful based on the type, I mean, it could be 1.5 years, 2 years. And if it gets litigated, a case can take years. And then we're analyzing how much more we're really going to recover in litigation, and is that beneficial to you? And we'll make a recommendation and you decide. So if you've been injured in an accident, we're here to help. Please call us. We can explain your rights, and it's right for you to hire a lawyer. I hope this podcast was helpful. Thanks for joining the Stephen Hasner Show, and I'll see you next time.